Hi, this is Andrew from the Road Cyclist Guide, and today we're going to answer the question, is a road bike hard to ride? And the simple answer to that is no. It's very easy to ride because road bikes are designed to go fast, they're designed to go easily, they're lightweight, they're designed to go on tarmac with as little rolling resistance as possible and as little air resistance as possible. They're built as lightly as possible so that the maximum amount of the energy that you put in comes out through the pedals and propels you down the road. So in that respect, road bikes are easy to ride. Where you will find possibly riding a road bike a little bit more tricky if you haven't ridden before is the riding position, which is generally forward and low. You're probably familiar with the curved dropped handlebars. And even if you're on the top of the handlebars, you are in a relatively sort of forward position. So your centre of balance and you need is in a different place from riding an upright bike, and you do need a certain amount of core strength and flexibility to ride for a long time comfortably on a road bike. So that's the first thing that's possibly not so easy. The second thing that's not so easy, I find or remember finding when I started, was that the centre of gravity is different and the balance is a bit tricky. A road bike handlebars are very narrow, and I found actually compared with riding a mountain bike where you've got a lot more leverage, for example, a road bike is small. It feels quite twitchy with it being so lightweight underneath you as well. So balancing and that sort of confidence thing, I think, is something that you need to get used to. The other thing that's really particularly tricky about road bikes, particularly I think, is wearing road bike shoes and being clipped into the pedals, which you really need to do. To get the full experience. You can ride a road bike with just trainers and on flat pedals, but once you've worn road shoes and been clipped into the pedals, you won't go back once you've got used to it. The amount of power that you can control and sort of feeling at one with the bike is worth all of the hassle, but it does take a bit of getting used to clipping in and clipping out when you stop, and you will inevitably fall off at some point and forget to clip out somewhere and go, which isn't great. It only happens once, so you learn quite quickly. And the final, probably tricky thing about riding a road bike is the sort of plethora of gears, which can look quite overwhelming in that you can have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sprockets in the cassette at the back and 2, possibly 3 at the front, which could give you between 20 and 30 gears, but you don't start in gear 1 and work your way up to gear 30 when you set off. You tend to work in the middle, and for probably 80% of your riding you'll use maybe 6 or 8 sprockets or 6 or 8 gears in the middle of the range, and then just use a few higher gears and a few lower gears, whether you're going uphill or downhill depending on what you need. So road bikes, easy to ride, yes, in many ways, take a bit of getting used to, take a bit of flexibility, strength, and a bit of technique also to get into it as well, but it's well worth it. If you haven't ridden a road bike yet, then I would highly recommend that you do. If you'd like to find out more about road cycling, then click on the Road Cyclist Guide below. I'll leave a link in the description to the blog post on there about is it hard to ride a road bike, and find out all about it there. Thanks so much. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.